Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Hytale here. Memorial again. We're on to episode 10, I believe. Finished up all the torch placing between episodes here. So we do have that full diamond from that corner, to that corner, to that corner, to that corner. All four quadrants there completely filled out. And the general goal here, we'll see, especially whenever night comes up, but with the placement of the torches here, the center here that we ended up getting is a light level around about 7R, 6G, and 5B. Kind of realizing that I believe the S is most likely referring to this skylight, which is interesting because it was showing 15 even at night. So I'm not sure if that's what it means exactly. Because if so, that means the skylight is always 15. But yeah, today I don't have too many plans. I'm going back and forth on testing to see if fire now burns with lava, which actually we can just run down and go do that real quick. I'll just fix up my pickaxe just in case here. There we go. And I'm going to grab some, actually I have some wood on me. I'm going to sort my inventory real quick, and then we're going to run down into that cave, get near that lava there, and see if fire tick is enabled through, or fire spread is enabled through sources like lava. Would be pretty cool. Okay, as we get kind of closer down here, some more. They did say that they kind of readjusted the boar toad's strike there. I don't know if the boar toad is necessarily the lava toad. I don't know if that is one and the same there. I'd assume their attack patterns are about the same. God, I forgot how dangerous this place is. At least those guys do not do all that much damage there. Alright, and then actually right off the bat here, we do already have some lava, so I'm just going to test this real quick. I probably still won't be playing around with here until we get some of the red armor here. But yeah, just going to place place a few around. Probably in the middle of the lava, towards that. Gonna mess with the tick there. Also, yeah, curious there. If you do G, only drops one. Does that destroy? It does destroy it immediately on impact. So you could use the lava here if we could get it into some bucket or something. We could move that up, and then we could use it as some kind of trash can. For the time being, we're still running into, we probably don't have enough of any of the blocks where it would really make sense to start throwing any of them away quite yet, but I imagine in the future, with all the clutter that we might end up getting, could make some sense in the future. But yeah, so I got those 3 different ones placed there. I don't know. I believe that the fire tick might only be for that goblin flamethrower, and for everything that I'm seeing, that might only be a creative item for the time being. Might be a possible drop from a goblin. Maybe if we run into one with a flamethrower, we'll make sure to kill him. See if we have a chance of getting it. Yeah, from looking at this, the fire tick may not be enabled for like lava heat sources and block type ones or liquid. It's probably more just for that flamethrower for the time being. I'm sitting here and watching this for a little bit here. Probably going to leave these here, and next time I'm down I'll double check, see if any of them are missing, but just need a mental note here. We did place down 3 of them, so if there is not 3 next time, something happened to them. Just really hoping to see fire of some kind. I don't feel like there's too many things that interact with things around them in the game. I did find out, though, doors actually do that. So if you place a torch there and you open the door this way, that torch is just gone. Gone from existence, doesn't drop, doesn't destroy, nothing like that. And I actually kind of assume if we were to move this door, place it like near these skulls here, probably do the same thing. I would destroy the torch behind it there. It may only be for certain types of blocks. Yeah, I won't even let you open it up in that direction. I bet you as soon as we destroy that, now we can. Definitely have to play with that a little bit more, see what kind of blocks it does and does not destroy there, but pretty interesting. And quick check, still 3. Alright, heading back up to the surface again. On our way up, it would actually be nice to create kind of a quick quarry or something like that, maybe with the minecarts. Some way of quickly getting down to... Oh, actually, there's a toad. I'm going to check real quick and see what kind of adjustments they were talking about there. But yeah, as I was kind of saying, it would be kind of nice to create some quick method of getting down to this area and getting back up. Would need to do... Well, actually... We do have the map markers now. We could place a map marker down here where our entrance and exit is for our minecart rail. That might be an idea for a future thing there. We could even just use, if we do dead center where the warp HQ is, we could probably even just use that as, okay, there's where the warp HQ is, just walk towards that. And then a general level there, probably around about 35, then that's where it would have our system going up and down. Might play around with the minecarts actually today and see what kind of things we can do with that. And quickly while we're down here, that area that I was kind of testing out the rats and stuff with is nearby the quick entrance down to the lava. It's up over this way. There's some iron actually you forgot to grab. But yeah, there's up over here. This is where I kept getting a lot of the rats to spawn. Another thing that I need to kind of come back to at one point. I really do want to make this into a big platform, possibly the full distance. I don't know how the despawning kind of works, but if we could figure that out, how far away we would have to be for them to despawn, we could create kind of a sphere or whatever, whatever the despawn kind of radius or format is kind of set up as. If it's a kind of a grid around us, a square around us, whatever it may be. Most likely it's a radius around us. Most games like this kind of do something similar. Okay, getting back up to the base here. Did kind of actually notice while we were placing down all these torches, somewhere around here, there it was. There's another cave entrance here. I'm betting you that this kind of links up to all the ones down there. Does continue to go. Would want to kind of play around with this later on. This might have been the entrance I was thinking of. But yeah, just immediately dips straight down there. Wouldn't be a bad way of going mining in the future if we don't decide to go with some kind of strip mining technique there. Okay, so in that standard workbench, you have the tinkering over here. Quite a few things that I haven't really played around with yet. Oh, cindercloth. Need to start getting that. Workbench tier 3. What else do we have for that? Okay, just the tools generally. Okay, just the tools in the backpack are the only thing we're really missing, and that we would need that tier 3 for, so we might hold off on forcing ourselves to collect all that just yet. But yeah, definitely want to play around more with things like the spike traps here, or even the metal spike traps. See what kind of damage the 3 traps here can kind of do, including the bear. If we could somehow set up a way of auto-killing enemies, or even just something they could wander into, probably closer to edge of the base there. Still need to see during the night if we end up getting any random spawns in this torch area, if light level is a factor. I'm betting that it is, but we never know until we see it with our own eyes. But yeah, I'm just going to make a couple, let's see, going to play around with 2 minecarts to start out with, and a set of rails. Okay, first thing I want to kind of test, I guess you don't even really need to place it on a rail, but can you hop from one to another? Oh, it's doing some weird things. All going to the same. I wonder if something like that would stop if you had... Let's see. You have the rails set up. Maybe that kind of pings them to their position? Maybe not. Okay, so those are a little bit too far away for me to reach. Let's just place them a lot closer here. Maybe try placing blocks on the outside and see if that kind of stops them from moving out of the rail area there. So this one's the only one we really got that with, and then... No, okay, no way of quick swapping between the two. Even takes a second to then swap to the next one. So even if you're spamming F, you have to drop all the way to the ground from the looks of it before it lets you actually enter the minecart. Which, from looking at that, it might be because of that. I don't know what kind of bug that is. But if you're in the air whenever you get into it, then you teleport the minecart to your position. So let's see. I definitely need to play around with that more. So what happens then if we have blocks above our head there? So as we jump. Okay, we didn't take any damage or anything like that. Didn't move us up around it either, so there's no way of hoiking up that. Or glitching. Okay. Let's hop into it normally. So jumping seems to be a big factor in this, which is kind of interesting. So you can kind of get the minecart back positioned, and you just need to make sure that whenever you go into it, you're on the ground, so it doesn't move to you. Probably a bug that's going to be fixed later on. I'm trying to think of any ways we could abuse that now. The only way I could really think of is if you had two separate rail systems set up, you'd probably be able to do stationary ones set over to the side there, and then whenever you need a new minecart to go through your system, you just jump to get it onto the cart there. And then, yeah, you can ride them on ground. Can't turn it or anything like that. Can you place one? You can, okay. And then you just need to get the line centered, okay. So you could build, could build a minecart track as you go. Only weird thing is it doesn't count the way you're facing. It's doing going backwards now is now sending me that way, and if I turn around, if I go backwards, I continue going that way. So it's whatever way the minecart is thinks it's facing at least. Is there any way of stopping when on the minecart? So once the minecart gets going, you just start going. It takes a little bit for the velocity to slow down there. And then if we hop off of it, nothing there. Teleports. Back on. Alright, I guess now the next step would be kind of playing around with the velocity a little bit more. Seeing how much, how far you can go once you hop on. So it at least gets me all the way through that rail track there. So let's play around. Okay, so we got 35 rails placed down in a straight line here. We're going to switch the minecart over here. Okay, and then if we go backwards, there is a downslope there. See if it will get us to that without pressing anything. Almost, okay. So that moves us... Okay, so it moves us about 18 blocks there from the rail you hop on. Okay, so then if we end up dipping down, can it get us up over that with the velocity from just the down there? I guess rails aren't really affected by... Oh. So without the player on it, it is kind of stagnant. The gravity does not affect it in any way. And I kind of noticed a second ago there, whenever I went to hop into it, it doesn't matter if it's the player or the minecart. Whichever one, if either one of them is in the air, then the minecart goes to the player. So I'm going to play around with that again here. Even though it's technically on this rail, which is touching the ground, I'm wondering if it will count the minecart as technically being in an air block. Okay, but now it's definitely, it's over the top of an air block, and we hop into it. Yep, does the same thing. Okay. Very funky mechanics that they kind of have on these right now. Okay, and they also do not seem to be affected by gravity at all. So with no player, they become static objects. As soon as the player is in them, then everything functions as if it was a player. I guess it transfers everything to the minecart or sets it from deactive to active as soon as the player is in it. Very interesting here. Probably some cool different designs and stuff you can kind of make, because you could do these at almost any angle. Because if you're facing this, let's see, let's try to face this right in between west and north here, so about a 45-degree angle. We then click on it, get out of it. So then the minecart switches to the direction, looks like pretty much exact where I was looking there. So if you played around with it quite a bit, you could probably start stacking minecarts next to each other and create some kind of wall or design or something like that. I'm curious now, actually, could you place a block? Okay, so you cannot place anything in the hitbox of the minecart there. So even though the minecart itself doesn't have any features without the player being in it, the player still interacts as if is a physical object sitting in the world there. See, so playing around with this, gonna be making these into down staircases here, leading out into our farming area. So before we do, this fox just lives here now. It's very politely going down the stairs before coming over to hurt me. Yeah, he is very fascinated with the base from the looks of it. He keeps going outside the base over there, and then he'll turn back around and then just come into the base. But he still does not like me very much. Still don't know what I did to him. It is nighttime now, so we can actually kind of look around. Really nice with all the torches here. Makes it feel a lot brighter here. Well, obviously a lot brighter here, and just makes the place feel more homey, safe, comforting. Double checking around, trying to see if I see any skeletons or any enemies kind of spawning. It doesn't look like it, so good chance, pretty good chance, at least from my observations right now, that the light does seem to be a pretty big factor in the mob spawning, at least the enemy mob spawning. Would have to kind of pay attention to passive as well and see if possibly all spawning set to the same kind of rule, where like if the light level is a certain amount, then nothing can spawn there. Because a lot of the things that are in this area were either here before or have wandered in as I was placing the torches. I'm probably just gonna leave them as is. Maybe we'll go through, move a bunch of them, but yeah, for the time being, just gonna pay attention to what is and is not spawning. Always throws me off. Now that the horse is friendly, they will not stand up whenever I walk by or anything, so it just looks like they are gone. Kind of scares me every time. The doe or the deer still seem to not be tameable. Going through and just, if I see anything that is, I'm trying to tame it. A few things I'm running into, like there's some sheep over on the west side of the base here. Some chickens and stuff over there as well. I currently do not have a farm, as I keep saying, but they would like cabbage, and I believe that I have seeds for cabbage. I do not actually have any cabbage anymore. I turned the rest of it that we grew into life essence there. So I definitely need to get more cabbage and stuff going as well. From what I saw, the sheep do require the cabbage, and there's a baby one here too. Which also made me think of, whenever I saw the babies here, the starting horse there, Gregor, before his demise. Back whenever I first found him, the other horse that I have here, who still has no name, the two of them did have 2 baby horses nearby, and now that we actually have a way of leading them somewhere, I will need to run over into that area, try to see if I can track them down, make sure they're still alive, and then pull them back to the base here, and then later on, whether they add name tags or whatever, we might even just mentally call one of them Gregor Jr. or something. That way, still have the starter horse that we found there, just not Gregor. Not the original Gregor, at least. Okay, so no wonder I was staring at this furnace. did not see those bars at all the other day whenever we turned them both on there. This one gets no extra effect, but as you turn the furnace on there, the bars immediately pop up. Normally, whenever the furnace is off, the bars just kind of rest right at the bottom there. Looks like it is just a snapping. There's no animation effect or anything at the moment. But I was looking at it from up here, and I noticed, yeah, the bars are not up normally. So from down here, you can't even see them. Hate to do it, but as we expand our base further and further out here, we are going to be destroying that starting base there. We might try to keep some parts of it as we go, or maybe we'll even rip it out of the ground and move it off-site somewhere so we still have the general structure. We will not really be using that anymore other than for the bed, but eventually the goal would be to get the bed moved over into the main base here as well around this storage hub. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is going to be all the time that we have for today. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.